Welcome to Pack You're In for the second semi-final of the Electric Ireland Munster Minor Hurling Championship between Tipperary and Waterfrod. A big day for both panels today as they seek an appearance in the final next weekend against Limerick, who just defeated Cork. Who will book their place in that decider next weekend? Well, we're going to find out here from 3 o'clock, as throw-in here and Pack You're In is not far away. Very warm welcome to the commentary position here. Patrick Mackay bring you the action alongside Paddy Stapleton for the action this afternoon. We'll be cutting to the teams very shortly indeed. We're also going to hear from both camps, and we'll hear shortly from Dara Duggan and Paul Collins. But firstly, ahead of tomorrow's All-Ireland final, we've got a special message from the Waterfrod management team. Both Liam Cahill and Conor Prunty going to be sharing a special message ahead of tomorrow's All-Ireland senior hurling final.
We are about to play the game of our lives in Croke Park on December 13th, and we're asking you to support not only us, but also your family, friends and our community. Please keep yourselves and each other safe by following the current health guidelines so everyone can enjoy the game. Thank you.
Paul, I suppose, look, the resumption of the minor championships, great to have them back, and I suppose great that this group of players that you've obviously been working with for the past while, that they're going to get the chance to complete their championships.
Yes, Raphael, I suppose we got good news last Tuesday night after a lot of uncertainty and lack of clarity and bad news originally. So yeah, we're happy that we're getting our chance to play on Saturday and really looking forward to it.
And obviously, when you were given that news and the resumption of training and stuff like that, what's been the mood in general with the camp since you've been had them back as a collective?
Yeah, great. Yeah, we've a real positive group, and they've lots of experience, and so we just hit the ground running, and we're delighted to get back training last Thursday night. We trained well Saturday, trained well Monday, so we just can't wait for Saturday. It can't come quick enough now for us. So yeah, really positive mood in the group.
And so this group of young fellas, a very motivated group, and we're probably tipping away, doing their own few bits, keeping themselves ticking over as well during the lockdown, in the hope that this would come back online.
Yeah, well, I suppose the previous or the latest lockdown was slightly bit different in the fact that they were in school as well as doing their own individual stuff. So it was maybe a bit easier for them to stay ticking over and keeping fit and keeping sharp, as opposed to the 6 months break the previous time. So yeah, look, they came back in good shape, and as I said, they've reacted very well over the last 7 days.
The thing as well is that obviously last time around you would have had that quarter-final match against Kerry that you came out on top of in the Gaelic grounds. You know, the kind of any momentum that you would have generated from a quarter-final has kind of dissipated in that sense, considering the layoff. But it's very much going in against a Waterfrod side here. Two very, very good teams coming head-to-head in Cork on Saturday.
Oh, it's massive. We're in for a massive test on Saturday. It's still nice to have witnessed. I went through the match day experience with the COVID guidelines and everything else, and I'd be hoping that will be of some benefit to us. But we're in for a massive test on Saturday, and we're under no illusions how good Waterfrod are. Their school form underage, and Dean Ryan and Harty has matched up well, and they've been very competitive in minor over the last 5-10 years. So this is going to be a fierce battle on Saturday. We have to perform to our absolute maximum to come out with a result.
Dara Duggan, Waterfrod minor hurling match. I suppose there, after a long wait and a lot of uncertainty, you'll have your Munster semi-final against Tipperary this weekend. You're definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah, we're delighted. I suppose good things come to those who wait, and I think the lads, it's especially great. It's always been traditionally especially great, and it would have been a shame for the lads to miss out. So it's great, yeah, they're getting their day out, and it'll be streamed, and it'll be a big occasion for them and their families, yeah.
And the fact it's been streamed, I suppose, is fairly important for lads that people can't go to the games, but it's good exposure for them.
Oh, it is. It is good exposure, but it gives them a great chance, to look back in their games as well. They don't usually have games televised, and it's great for their families. I think one parent can go, so even extended families that can't see them, they can watch it. I think it's on the Munster website, but it just adds to the occasion. Yeah, definitely.
And you're obviously playing a Tip team that, well, it's your first game, it's their second game. They beat Kerry in the quarter-final, I suppose, 7 weeks ago at this stage. 32 points to 9. They obviously showed that they're resilient at the back and they're potent going forward. So what are you expecting from Tip?
Yeah, look, watching that game, of course, it's streamed again. It seems like a lifetime ago now. Watching it, like for the first 15 or 20 minutes, Kerry were absolutely excellent. Like it was very level at the first water break, and I don't know, it's not for me to say, but Kerry definitely looks like an area that could be developed more, and become far more competitive, especially at the underage grades, because they were excellent for the first 15 or 20 minutes. Look, traditionally, I suppose Tip were always going to win it. And no matter how easy it is or how hard it is, the game is always better than training. So, it's probably good for them to get their team on the pitch, in the jerseys, get a day out and go through the whole routine of playing. 32 points is good scoring, and it's definitely an area which we've looked at, and we know that they have very potent forward line, excellent delivery, and some fine, big, strong men that can win ball in the half forward line and deliver to a very, very skillful full forward line.
And I suppose, just you said their Tip had the day out. It'll be completely different for you with all the COVID regulations. Is that something you know exactly what you're facing into, or is it kind of arrive on the day and see how it goes?
Yeah, look, it's a small bit of a grey, not a grey area, but it's a small bit of uncharted territory for us. Training has been, very COVID orientated. Face masks, social distancing, very limited use of dressing rooms. All the gear will be sanitized and that. So the lads are nearly used to it, and they all have it in school at the moment. So it's not a massive issue for them. Like young lads kind of like going to games tugged out anyway. They don't. A lot of them wouldn't spend a whole lot of time in dressing rooms like adult teams. So it's not too far apart from what they're normally used to. I suppose crowd-wise, it'll be nice to have parents there. It's never the same as having a roaring crowd behind you, but I'm sure the Waterfrod crowd and the Tip crowd will make themselves heard.
And look, from a Waterford point of view, a proud county. It's 2014 since you last contested a final, 2009 since you last won one. You obviously won a minor All-Ireland in the meantime, but it's a long time for a county like Waterford, and hopefully you'll be trying to get through that now.
It is, yeah. I think we've won 4 minor Munster finals, which it's a number that hopefully will be improved on and can be improved on. It's a big ask, like you're in a very competitive province. Like we've won, even the team that won the All-Ireland in 2013. Like they played a Limerick team well up in half time and ended up drawing and losing a replay. Following year did the same with Limerick, and you see where that Limerick team has gone to. Now that Waterford team is starting to come through again, and I think it's 7 or 8 on the seniors, and will hopefully end up with an All-Ireland medal on Saturday or on Sunday. So there definitely is a follow through, and it's great to see those numbers come through from minor. Even like at underage, like even though he's gone back to under 17, it's still a very important development year for him. And even though you might win a medal at minor, if you can get them used to an inter-county setup and get them a proper strength and conditioning program, winning the medal isn't always it might be the short-term goal, but long-term goal is often just getting them used to playing inter-county hurling so they can advance to under 20 and then on the senior hopefully.
And looking at the long term, Waterford are in the senior final on Sunday. There's obviously a buzz around the county, bunting, flags, etc. Is that something that your lads can feed into and start probably a perfect weekend for Waterford?
Yeah, like in fairness, there is great colour around Dungarvan and Waterford City in between. And people, I think, when they can't go to the game, they have to be that bit more creative in their colours. So yeah, like it's great that we're playing the same weekend, and hopefully we can start the weekend off on a good note. But I suppose our lads get to enjoy the colour, enjoy the build-up, and have none of the pressure. So in that way, it's great. But I think all eyes this week are on the senior Ireland and hopefully bridge that long gap.
Myself and the Waterford players will be playing our part on the pitch. We're asking you to do the same at home for the All-Ireland hurling final. Please enjoy the occasion, but be mindful of the times we are living through. We look forward to your support. Stay safe.
Thanks very much to Dara Duggan and Paul Collins, who spoke to both Raf and Jack during the week. An important message there as well from Liam Cahill and Conor Prunty. Just for the next couple of weeks, let's stay safe, celebrate if you win, commiserate if you lose, but it is important to stay safe over the next couple of days. Big game ahead of us here this afternoon. Paddy Stapleton, as I say, is our co-commentator. And Paddy, thanks very much for joining us. It's a big day for both counties here this afternoon.
Absolutely. I think especially the players, we're seeing them warming up there, and we know there's an All-Ireland going ahead tomorrow in Waterford, but these players, to them, this is as big as that is to them, because I certainly remember my first game in 2003 against Waterford, actually, funnily enough, and this was, the big thing in your life, and what you probably always wanted to do since you were a little kid is definitely play for your county minor team. So, can't wait for it.
Yeah, should be an interesting game in here in Park. You're in for a start anyway. It's quite cold in the commentary box, but it's going to heat up on the pitch in the next 5 minutes or so, and let's turn our attentions to the field as both teams are warming up, and we'll have a look at both sides. And starting off with Tipperary, they go as selected during last night. It was announced actually by Paul Collins. Jason O'Dwyer in goal, Danny Slattery, Robert Doyle and Jamie Dunnigan the full back line, Cathal Quinn, Michael Corcoran, who captains the side wearing the number 6 jersey for the Premier County, with Luke Shanahan on the left wing. Middle of field, Dara Stakelum and Peter McGarry. Half-hour line of Stephen Ferncombe, Kieran McCormack and Jack Leamy, and a full forward line of Sean Keneally, Tony Cal and Conor McKelvey. Paddy, it's a big day out. Okay, they've got some championship experience already. 8-9 weeks ago now against Tipperary, but this now again is another level.
It is another level, and I suppose, look at going into the Kerry game, I'm sure the management are under no illusions that they would probably win that match, and they did with ease now. But I suppose the only thing I would say about it from a Tip point of view is they found out a few things about players on the field, and you can't find that out in challenge matches. It has to be in championship matches, even if the opposition isn't up to the highest standard. But they learned a bit, but it is like a new championship now, because both teams have given so long away. There's so little training done in the last couple of weeks, so it'll be very interesting to see what happens.
Let's turn our attention to Waterford then, who will start out with Cian Troy in goal, full back line of Josh Fitzgerald. Cormac Cantwell is the captain aside from Ballygunner. 4 Ballygunner representatives on this panel, and a change at cornerback here. Number 21, Alex Keane, is the man who comes in from the De La Salle club at cornerback instead of Conor Kent. Half back line of Niall Brown, Mark Fitzgerald and Michael Mullaney. Jamie Power and Joe Booth in the middle of the field. Tom O'Connell, Willie Bellersford and Charlie Treen, a half forward line and full forward line of Sean Callan, Patrick Fitzgerald and Liam O'Shea Khan. Quite a young side here, a mix of old and some youth in this.
Exactly, and I suppose at this age group, if it was under 18, you'd be saying a 17-year-old is well able to handle themselves. But I suppose it can be a disadvantage if you're going into the championship and maybe have 9 or 10 up to the age, but maybe have 4 or 5 that are maybe only 16, who knows, maybe barely 16. So it is tough going, but there can be an awful lot of talented players at a young age, and we've often seen 16, 17-year-olds flourish at minor level before.
Of course, the first semi-final in this competition took place a little bit earlier on this afternoon. It was the Limerick and Cork clash, and the men from Limerick getting their weekend off to a perfect start with a 219 to 13 point victory over the Rebels, and they're into the final as we see Cork referee Simon Stokes making that toss. It is Waterford who have lost the toss, and Tipperary are going playing from left to right as we see it down towards the Blackrock end in this opening half. Should be an appetising encounter. Of course, plenty names we have seen throughout Dr. Harty Cup and Rice Cup over the past couple of seasons.
Definitely, and I suppose that's huge. That's invaluable experience. I know from my own time, they're big matches, and it's really getting you ready. It's that little step under, I suppose. It's like the Fitzgibbon to county. It's that Dr. Harty Cup to county minor. It's that little level below, but it really kind of separates who has a real chance of making it. Maybe those who mightn't have the stomach for it. So I'm sure there's great schooling in each county, and they've got great experience.
So, as we wait for the national anthem, and the lights have been turned on here in Park Union, what it looks, well, it is a glorious day. Pitch looks in reasonably decent condition as well.
It does. It looks okay. Like the sun is shining. I don't think you could ask for much more on a December day. I think sometimes if you got this in October or March, you'd be absolutely delighted. So, no, it should be work out for a very fast flowing game.
Big weekend for both Limerick and Waterford, of course. Limerick with that win earlier on. They also won the minor football, and players now are being told by referee Simon Stokes to get into match positions as we prepare for the national anthem. Waterford, of course, well, they were defeated by Limerick in the minor football only moments ago up in the Gaelic grounds. But of course, a big weekend for Waterford tomorrow. All-Ireland hurling final, and of course then both counties face off again Tuesday night in the under-20 hurl or semi-final down on the Fairfield. And again, another interesting encounter.
Yeah, familiarity breeds a bit of contempt, that, doesn't it? You know, and I suppose we know all about that in Munster. But separate sets of players, but they're all looking for the one result. So, but it's brilliant for us. We're getting at the tail end of the year to see all these great young players play.
Okay, match coming up right after our national anthem. Simon Stokes of Cork as our referee, flanked with Kieran O'Regan and Mark Maher, both from Cork, as the ball is thrown in for the first time this afternoon here in Parker in this Electric Ireland Minor Hurling Championship semi-final. A real tussle for the opening possession of the game. Goes the way of Tipperary. Man on the ball is Conor McKelvey, plays it back outside to Luke Shanahan, who works it down the line into the corner. Inside there, Sean Kennedy from Moneygall off the left and sends it in and over the bar. Great score after 25 seconds.
Super ball in. Tipperary delighted with that start. He's the one to watch in the corner, Sean Kennelly, and great turning over the bar.
Big start for the Premier County after a minute, and they're on the breaking ball from the Waterfrod puck out. Kieran McCormack blocked down there over on that far side of the field. There's a heavy tussle for the ball. Joe Booth throwing in a big shoulder there, but it's Tipperary who've come out with the breaking ball. Played inside to the full forward line, in towards Tony Cahill, looking to get himself off the score sheet, and does so. Quick start from Tipperary, 2 points inside the opening minute.
Two very similar scores, Pat, and they played like this the last day. Nice ball in, head height. Caught it Tony, who had 5 points the last day, and put it over the bar.
As we look at the replay, that ball was a beautifully worked ball inside, gone in and over the bar. Puck out is taken quickly by the Ballygunner man, Cian Troyes. Walked inside towards the Waterford full forward line for the first time this afternoon. Big lanky man here as Liam O'Shea-Khan scored 7-10 in the Minor C final earlier this summer for the Gaeltacht. Gets himself, well, it's gone to the left hand side and wide. Would you believe it?
Unlucky. Well, the man is down there. Great turn, great strength, and went at his man. And to be honest, there's no harder thing than when a corner forward runs at you with aggression like that. But unlucky with the finish, but I suppose Tip will keep an eye on him.
As the man being attended down there, we might take a look back at the last score there from Tony Cahill. It was a super ball inside over there from Kieran McCormack in towards the full forward line. Just looking at it here, Paddy.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, Pat, this is a lot of what Tip played the last day. It's get the ball, turn and pop it inside. The head height, like Tony Cahill showed, serious skill the last day and a great eye for a score. So look, I think Waterford probably want to get a bit tighter out the field. I think if you let that's where you need to stop that source.
An early enforced change, it looks like here. It's Jamie Dunnican is the man who's going to be coming off after just a little over 2 minutes. Obviously just picked up a knock as Liam O'Shea-Khan went in there, striking the ball in, going to the left hand side and wide. So an early enforced change here for Paul Collins, Shane McGrath and the management team.
Yeah, hard to see what it was, Pat. It was a bit of a clash, I suppose, when the ball was being put over the bar, but maybe a dead leg or something of that nature, but it's very hard to tell from here.
So an early enforced substitution here on the Knockavilla Dunshkey Kickham's man, and just awaiting for the man to come in. It is number 21 Philly Hayes from Dorlas Og is the man who is going in at cornerback. So puck out down the centre of the park from Jason O'Dwyer, but it was a loose catch there for Waterford. Niall Brown was the man who picked up that one, sent into the corner, not cleanly caught by Willie Beresford. Finds himself under pressure, did well to evade that. Now towards Niall Brown, just sending it that little bit too high, and a chance now for Tipperary to go on the counter-attack. McKelvey sends it long inside in towards McCormack. Kieran McCormack under pressure there, turns back on the right. There's a hold of a hurley inside there though, says our Cork referee. And a chance now for Tipperary to extend the lead out to 3.
Yeah, it was promising looking play, I suppose, that time, Pat. Waterford actually won the ball well, passed it around, but a loose ball, and Conor McKelvey picked it up and he just popped it inside where Kieran McCormack had taken up a nice position. But, I think they're getting into the game a little bit more, Waterford, but I suppose they have to start taking their scores too.
So a chance now, for the first time, we'll see Stephen Ferncombe this afternoon, who scored 6 points in that quarter-final win over Kerry. 4 of those coming from place ball, 2 frees and 2 65s. Go for goal! That's a save on the line. Ferncombe, well, you could see what really Tipperary are meaning this afternoon. They really are going gung-ho for this.
Yeah, there was fierce alertness on the line from the Waterford boys, because I think sometimes when I'm stepping on the line I'm kind of assuming he'll put it over the bar, but that was fierce reactions. Great shot too by Stephen Ferncombe, and maybe he's very, very confident with his 65s, because usually when you have a shot like that it'll either go over or go in, as we see here. Absolute rocket, but a great save.
Great stop on the line there by the Clashmore Kinsale big man, Josh Fitzgerald. That results now in another opportunity, this time for Stephen Ferncombe from the 65 metre line. About 3 yards to the left hand side of goal, and the man from Clonulty Rossmore, attending Thurles CBS School, will be playing Dr. Harty Cup in the next couple of weeks or so. Well, he gets himself off the mark here in this semi-final. 3 points to no score. There's that puck out from Cian Troy, sent down towards this near touchline, and a chance here now for Waterford. Can they get themselves off the score sheet? But that ball just bobbled out of the hand of the Colligan man, Joe Booth, and a chance now for Tipperary. Under pressure there was Cathal Quinn, did well to evade the tackle. Slattery offloaded to McGarry, who sends it long over towards that far side, looking for Tony Cahill in space, and Cahill sending the ball in off the left flank, turns around with a fist in the air. Great score from the full forward from Drummond Inch.
Yeah, I think that might have been Sean Keneally again, left-hander. But that's a similar style every time they're playing, Pat. They're trying to get it out to space, put the ball in, and he's a hard man to stop around the ball. He's very strong, like a kind of a Bonner Maher or Bill O'Mara type.
So a super score there for Tipperary. 4 points to no score in the early stages of this Electric Ireland Minor Munster Hurling semi-final. Live from Parky Rin. As that ball, well, it's a double interception there. And a chance now for Tom O'Connell from the Bricky Rangers club, but this time going to the left-hand side and wide. 2 wides to Waterford.
Pat, they're getting plenty of possession up there. It's just the final passes or the final shot isn't coming off from. This could well be 4-3 or 4-2 at this stage, but it's 4-0 and they need to get on the road, Waterford.
The Clonty Rossmore clubman Jason O'Dwyer with this puck out, sending it over towards that far side. Super catch over there by Kieran McCormack, who sends it towards the centre of the park, but Niall Brown was brave to intercept that one. Ball cleared inside in towards the full forward line. Is there a chance for Waterford? Again, it's just miscaught there by Liam O'Shea Khan. There was a hook in there on the Tipperary man, but it's a chance for Peter McGarry to break onto the ball. McGarry under pressure over there, and McGarry has been fouled, it looks like, on this occasion. In fact, it's going to be a free out.
For a throw up and catch, possibly being fouled before that. But I think when it gets to this championship matches, Pat, there'll be decisions kind of going both ways. But chance for Waterford.
Earn your frees here. Well.
Certainly. And I think, look, that's the way we wanted it hurled, really, isn't it? We don't want to pull it up too much for tackling.
Paddy Fitzgerald, son of the great Anthony Fly Fitzgerald, great dual star for Waterford back in the 90s. This kid, he could be just absolutely anything. The man from the Ballygunner club, playing his school hurling with De La Salle under Derek McGrath down in Waterford City. Big shot from Fitzgerald, but just going to the right hand side and wide.
Yeah, and the more the wides, that's 3 wides, the more they mount up, the more that plays on young players, so.
Here's the puck out from Jason O'Dwyer. Again, finding Kieran McCormack down this wing on this occasion, out towards Dara Stakelum, who sends it down into the corner. Good interception there by Jamie Power, the man from Mondelego, getting the hurley in. There was a heavy collision there. Play on, says our Cork official, but that was a poor ball out, and that's gone over the sideline. And chance now for Tipperary, maybe the setup here. McCormack leaves it go for Stephen Ferncombe, looking to maybe for a short ball. He goes short down the corner, back out towards McCormack. Evades that first tackle. Ball walked inside cleverly. Is there an opportunity of a score there for Stakelum? Ball ends up on the floor. And Waterford, one of those players, Charlie Treen, is inside there looking to try and pick up a clean possession. Tipperary fighting hard for this though. Waterford just under a bit of pressure. Now they start to try and break out. There was a Hurley washed away advantage being played for the Dacia men. Under pressure over there was Michael Cork, or in fact, sorry, it was Mark Fitzgerald, I should say. And there was a foul earlier in the process. The 5 seconds, no advantage under the 5 seconds.
Super defending up, wasn't it? You know, I mean, Tipperary looked like they could have maybe broke a couple of tackles for a goal with Dara Stakelum going through, but absolute swarm defence. And I think we'll see a bit more, you know, the last match I saw against Kerry, it was individualised defending, but this is real swarm stuff.
Mentioned about Paddy Fitzgerald, this is his first cousin, Mark. Plays with the Passage Club. Not the greatest of balls from Mark Fitzgerald. Ball's cleared out there by Dara Stakelum over towards the top of the left. There was a collision of 2 Waterfrod players, and that allows the opportunity for Tony Cahill going inside the 21 metre line. Free man inside, ghosting in. Chance of goal for Waterfrod. Going to the left hand side and wide, pulled on first time, and that was a real opportunity for the Premier County.
I think Jack Leamy had more time than he thought inside. Super ball by Tony Cahill, very, very unselfish, and that could have been very, very detrimental for Waterford.
Still remains 4 points to no score as Shane McGrath, the mayor foreigner for Tipperary, shouting the instructions here this afternoon. Cian Troy with this puck out though, down the centre of the park, and again Waterford getting on the breaking ball. That was a heavy collision there by Joe Booth, and it was a foul. It's going to be a free out on the Tipperary half-back line.
Yeah, they're getting a little bit dominant at the minute, Tip. I say you'd be worried for Waterford just because they haven't been able to get off the mark, and they just need to settle themselves down.
So it's a chance now here for Tipperary. Long way out, over 90 yards out, inside their own 65 metre line.
Sean Super striking earlier on here.
Chance for Stephen Ferncombe taking this one. The man from Clonulty, Rossmore, sending this a long way down, just going to the right hand side and wide at the Blackrock end.
Yeah, two wides in a row for Tipperary now, so look, they weren't all going to go over, I'd say, but you know, I think Waterford have the hurlers there, just need that final pass to stick.
Here's the puck out from Cian Troy, man. Didn't play in that minor hurling final that Ballygunner won down in Waterford back in August when they beat Abbeyside, won 12 to 13 points, I should say. Chance here for Michael Mullaney from the Stradbally Club, but again, just the Waterford shooting is just going a bit wayward.
Yeah, and they've won another good ball, and you know, used very, very well by Jamie Power in the middle of the field, but they need to start taking the scores.
Puck out down to this near touchline this time to Cathal Quinn from the Cashel King Cormac's Club. Plays a bit of a 1-2. Ball still in play. Now it goes out from the Tipperary man. That was Cian McCormack who just took that ball out over the sideline. Just very unlucky not to keep it in play.
Just to keep it in play, but great tackling by the Waterford boys. They surrounded him. As we're talking about swarm defence before, I suppose Dara Stakelum maybe gave one too many passes. He could have let it into the full forward line, and the Waterford lads were working very hard.
So chance now from Mullaney, who did get that last wide. He's going to be taking this sideline ball. Stradbally man gets a nice cut to it, 25 yards in towards the centre of the park. There was a great block there though by Charlie Treen from the Abbeyside Club. It's a chance now for Sean O'Callaghan, fellow clubmate, sending it over towards the top of the right, looking for Liam O'Sheacon, man who scored 7 goals in that minor C final earlier in the season. On towards Joe Booth from Colligan. Booth sending this one in. It's the opening score for the Dacia here this afternoon. They get their scoreboard up and running after 12 minutes.
Brilliant score, Pat. Brilliant score. Turned over the ball in the middle of the field. Crossfield ball. Sheacon out to Booth it over the bar.
Quick puck out taken, sending it long in towards the half forward line. Again looking inside there. But it's with the Waterford defence who have picked up this one. Michael Mullaney is the man who's picked up this occasion. Good close control there from Jamie Power. Has got time and sending it in towards the one-man full forward line inside there. Liam O'Sheacon. Ball broken out though by Tipperary. Looking to try and pick up the pieces. The man who came in, Philly Hayes, came in moments ago. That ball though knocked out over the sideline by a Waterford man. It's going to be a tip line ball.
They seem to have upped at Waterford, haven't they? Just that aggression. They're stopping Tip coming out with the ball as easily and providing that good ball inside the full forward line. So you'd have to be a little bit more encouraged now after 12 minutes, 13 minutes.
Chance here now for Luke Shanahan, who's the man who's going to be taking this one from the Upper Church Drumban Club. Cuts it in towards the centre of the park into space. Smart ball taken there by Shanahan. In towards the corner, towards Conor McKelvey, who made his way out towards the middle of the field, went on a 25-yard run. That's a super score from the man from Silver Mines.
Lovely score, and just brought his man in the field to give him space on the outside, but super sideline by Shanahan across, and huge skill levels being shown by both teams.
Puck out from the Ballygunner man, sending it over towards that far side of the field. Boot breaking onto the breaking ball first, looking for options outside. One of those was Willie Beresford, but just didn't get the touch in. Ball cleared on by Tipperary into the corner, and again a chance over there. Is there a chance of another score? Maybe a possibility of a goal, which could be on. It's walked inside in towards the full forward line, but the Waterford defence have dealt with it very well. Inside there is the captain Cantwell, who was one of the men back inside there. It's a great ball out here towards Charlie Treen. Treen sending it long in towards the corner again, looking for Liam O'Shea Khan. And Shea Khan just couldn't get a control on it, and it looks like that just looking around the field now, Waterford are just pulling men back out the field, and Shea Khan is a one-man full forward line. Tipperary happy to leave a second man back there sweeping.
They kind of have a sweeper there, but it's worked well for Waterford, even though Philly Hayes has done quite well at Shea Khan since he's come in.
No chance now for Tipperary possibly to clear their lines. A hand pass gone astray there in towards a Tipperary man, now towards Paddy Fitzgerald. Good control inside there by Dara Stakelum, but it goes into the centre of the field, picked up by Beresford. Smart ball in towards Joe Booth. There's a chance for a second score for the Colligan man. He converts that score, and Tipperary now lead 5 points to 2.
2 points for Joe Booth, absolutely having a great game, and actually he's going through the middle of Tip on the breaks a couple of occasions. They'll have to keep an eye on him. He's tall, he's strong, and he's fast.
It's a good score from Booth. He made his way in towards the de-exclusion zone. I can tell you off screen the resulting sideline ball has gone out over the, or the resulting puck out I should say, has gone out over the sideline, and it's a chance for Waterford now to set up maybe another score before the water break. We're in that territory of the 15th to the 20th minute, where at the referee's discretion we can award a free. Waterford complaining there that Patrick Fitzgerald was fouled in the process. The shot going in here from Beresford, it's going a long way in, going to the left hand side and wide.
Would have been a big one, but they're working the ball a lot better. As you said, Pat, they've men drawn out the field, and they seem to be well able to play it from there to the inside line.
Puck out down towards this near touchline, but again it's Tipperary who have won it through McCormack. A lot of hassle there from Charlie Treen, doing very well to dispossess the man. McCormack under pressure, did well to get it away in towards the full forward line, and that's a crucial touch inside there now for Tipperary. Inside there by Stephen Ferncombe. Ferncombe still running inside. There's a chance here for Tipperary just before the stroke of the water break, and it's a goal inside there for Jack Leamy.
Jack Leamy, and just on the stroke of the water break, and we were saying how much Waterford were getting back into it, which they are. They have to be happier than they were in terms of how they're playing. Super goal here. Shawnee Keneally just flicked it on. He's caused them danger all day, and a lovely finish. Like, that's instinctive, because easily he could have got hooked or he could have got blocked, but he tucked it in a way just where the keeper couldn't get it. So great into the water break for Tipperary, and they'll be looking to push on after that.
So we'll stop the clock for the water break, and Tipperary 1-5 to 2 points. That is a crucial break in this juncture, crucial goal to get.
It is, and now all the Tip lads will be buyed going in, because I think Waterford did a serious amount of work to get themselves back into the match for the last maybe 7 or 8 minutes. I think they probably had taken over in aspects of it and were winning their battles in the back line, which they hadn't early on. But look, I think there is enough for what they've done over the last, as we say, 7 or 8 minutes for management to pull them together and say, look lads, we are well able for this. I think Tip kind of had a sweeper there over the last few minutes, and I don't think that really suited them. I think Waterford were actually playing the better hurling, so that's something for the Tipperary management maybe to have a look at again.
Tipperary probably that little bit more physical. They've all 15 starters that they had were all on the edge. I think Waterford's, I think they only had 10 on the edge starting out, so that was probably a small disadvantage for the Dayshmen.
Well, I think you can see in the forwards, it's often where you can see it the most, and Tipperary have a couple of big men in there. Shawnee Keneally has won multiple balls, which I think Waterford will have to keep an eye on. McKelvey is a huge man who's playing on the wing. Jack Leamy and Kieran McCormack, they're all big fellas, so I suppose that is quite an advantage. And we saw from the goal there, it was kind of a speculative ball in. It wasn't a fantastic pass, but they're big enough and strong enough to make it into a goal chance.
Paul Collins, Shane McGrath and his team are going to be happy enough at this opening water break with that 1-5 to 2 point lead as players come back out into the field. You'd have to be, as a Tipperary man, you'd be happy enough.
You would, especially when it was looking a bit worrisome there for a little while, for the last few minutes. But I think that's a great response, and something that the Tip selectors can still talk to them and say, look, we need improvement, but that's a nice gap to have as well,
And it isn't as if Waterford hadn't had their chances. They've got 5 wides to 2 in the opening 16 and a bit minutes. As players resume the field, just scanning around again. Liam O'Shea Khan is the lone full forward man inside there, being picked up by Philly Hayes as we get going for the second quarter. And that ball being touched on there by Charlie Treen from the Waterford puck out, sent back down in towards the half-hour line, and runners off left and right here for Tipperary. His danger once again. McKelvey breaking inside, 2 tackles, long hand pass ball inside, but Cian Troy was brave and did very, very well to clean out that ball out towards Niall Brown. Brown sending in towards the centre of the park. Under pressure there is Joe Booth, who featured in this Waterford minor panel last year in Championship. Long ball inside, and there's danger here now. Sean O'Callaghan from Abbey's side, just half blocked down though when taking that shot. It's been picked up there by Philly Hayes and cleared out by the Tipperary defence over towards that far side of the field. Over towards Tony Cal, looking for the man in the centre of the park. Great ball out towards Peter McGarry. McGarry, the man from St Mary's, down in Clonmel. This ball though going to the left hand side and wide.
In 10 now. Tipperary probably just that bit sharper on the ball and knowing what they want to do with it. Waterford are a little isolated up there. They have a lot of space, but with that comes a little bit of isolation.
Here's Cian Troy with the puck out once again, sending it over towards that far side. Under pressure over there was Tom O'Connell from Bricky Rangers, and the sideline official over there, Mark Maher, says it's a line ball for Tipperary. Good entertaining opening.
Very much
17 a bit minutes here, in 18 a bit minutes I should say, here in Park Urin in this Electric Ireland Minor Hurling Championship second semi-final. Of course, Limerick already in the final after defeating Cork this afternoon 2-19 to 13 points. Here's Michael Mullaney, who's had a couple of opportunities in this game already. The man from Stradbally playing it back out to Patrick Fitzgerald. Just under pressure there was the Ballygunner man. He's been turned over here. Cathal Quinn was the man who got it, but an interception there crucially there from Mark Fitzgerald from Passage. Short stick pass out towards Charlie Treen from Abbey side. Treen sending this one in, but again, just shooting radar just not on here for Waterford this afternoon.
And Mark Fitzgerald playing a couple of lovely bits of play. He's playing very well at centre back, or even spare man as he's playing at the minute. But they just need to hit those ones where you're not under pressure. They need to go over.
Puck out short again down towards Cathal Quinn. Quinn playing it short in towards the man Dara Stakelum, and referee says there was a foul there when Stakelum was taking that shot.
Yeah, Willie Beresford just came in. Look, it's one of those on the sideline. He had to go in and try and block, but it was just a little bit messy. It was probably maybe a little bit like Rod Hegarty's a couple of weeks ago that we saw in the All-Ireland semi, where the hurley was just a little untidy. Again, I'd say it'll only be a yellow card.
I think he was in the process of the block down here. We'll park that now for the Sunday game tomorrow. But I think it will be a yellow card here for the Abbey side man, Willie Beresford, who does pick up a yellow card for that late challenge. And the free is going to be from where the ball landed, and that's only 35 yards off from goal. And a chance now here for Stephen Ferncombe from the Clonulty Rossmore club, who already has had 2 opportunities in this game. Of course, went for goal in the early stages of this game from a 21 metre free. Ferncombe looking to get his account open here this afternoon, and just creepy in the inside of that far upright, but it is Tipperary who now extend that lead out to 7 points. As that puck out sent over towards that far side of the field. Tipperary winning all that breaking dirty ball from the puck outs here this afternoon. Good stick work there from Stakelum, and Luke Shanahan was being fouled as he broke out of defence. And again, Waterford just showing a bit of ill discipline now and a bit of frustration coming into the Dacia side.
I think a little bit. I think Tipperary, what they've done is they got caught in a couple of puck outs early on with a runner. Booth actually a couple of times ran through from the middle of the field. And I'd say there's been a little chat maybe with Shane McGrath at half time, Paul Collins, to say you can't all go in for that ball under the high ball and leave a man run through. So they seem to have a man covering each time and making sure the defence is safe.
This one's been taken short down towards Peter McGarry. Here's Ferncombe taking on the 1-2. Long ball in from the Clonulty man, but this time going to the right hand side and wide, and that's his third wide of the game.
It is not like him. Lovely striker of the ball, but I suppose he's taking shots that are they're fairly far out. But I think management, they like that bit of invention.
Here's the puck out from Cian Troy on towards this near sideline. McCormick was one of the players inside there. Also was McKelvey. Waterford looking to try and pick it up, and they have through Joe Booth. Booth was hooked on that occasion. Patrick Fitzgerald playing deep out in the field. He was intercepted there by Stephen Ferncombe. Ball over to the corner, over on that far side. Is there a chance of a score maybe? Well, it's been worked cutely inside there and towards McCormack, who's half blocked down on that occasion. And that's going to be a 65 by the looks of it. Yeah, as the umpire awards that.
Super work rate now. I suppose maybe, Sean Keneally could have turned and went for the shot himself, but I suppose playing the percentages, and Kieran McCormack got caught maybe planting the feet, as they say, to strike it over the shoulder. But as I say, very, very entertaining, very fast game. The puck outs are being, I noticed that King Try is getting the ball out very, very quick out of his hand after a wide or a score, and very entertaining.
Less than 8 minutes left in the clock now. It looks like Waterfrod are going to be making a substitution here shortly. There's a chance here now for Stephen Ferncombe from this resulting 65. 1-6 to 2 points in favour of the Premier County. Again, he's put that to the right hand side and wide. Very, very unlike the Clonulty Ross moment.
Yeah, no, he would be noticed as a very, very good striker of the ball. But look at this, there's pressure here, I mean, 16, 17 years of age, maybe your first big game for Tipperary. And it's not, it's not easy coming out here and all the pressure on you, and expected, I suppose, to score all the
Kevin
frees.
Callahan is the man who is coming in for Alex Keane, who started this game at cornerback from the De La Salle club.
Yeah, so having a tough time maybe on Sean Keneally up there. As I said, I want to watch out for Tip in the forward line.
Ball broken down over that far side of the field, and again Stakelum getting on his bike and showing a good clean pair of heels, working inside the 45. Ball scooped back inside. Is there a chance now for Tipperary to try and tack on the score? McGarry sending this one in, and McGarry converting the score. Super score from Tipperary, 1-7 to 2 points.
Great work by the two midfielders coming together. Dara Stakelum, of course, Connor Stakelum, former Tip hurler's son, and he's shown really well, and he's kind of playing a spare man on the puck outs, it seems.
Again, Troy with another puck out going long, and doesn't seem to be working as Tipperary are getting onto all those breaking balls here this afternoon. Cathal Quinn under pressure. In fact, it was Michael Corcoran, I should say, the captain of the side. And this time Bolani, the Waterfrod wing-back, sends it into the corner. And a good turn there by Liam O'Shea Khan. Great offload out towards out to Anthony Fly's son. That's Patrick Fitzgerald went to scoop it inside, but that ball has been saved on the line there by Jason O'Dwyer, I should say. And a chance for Waterfrod to go walking around the angles out towards another man out there, Tom O'Connell. Again, a great save inside there by O'Dwyer. And Tipperary going to clear the lines through Dara Stakelum. A great opportunity for the Daysha. Has been turned round. They go coast to coast, Tipperary, looking for their own score. But Mark Fitzgerald is cutely aware of the dangers and breaks out of the fence over the 65-metre line under pressure from Jack Leamy. Still on the bike is Fitzgerald. He was hooked on that occasion. Real end-to-end stuff here in Parky Ring. Ball broken out towards Joe Booth. Headed outside, out towards Paddy Fitzgerald. And Fitzgerald looking for a score of his own. Doesn't get it though, wide and wide. But how will the Daysha rule the opportunities down there?
Absolutely. Super save. Double save by Jason O'Dwyer there. But as you said, they could have really done with that goal just to get themselves back into the game.
That's going to be a talking point at half-time. And again, another foul. This occasion by the Waterfrod captain Cantwell. And Kieran McCormack is the man who was won the free.
That's 2 or 3 times now, Pat, that as we draw breath, 2 or 3 times now that Tipperary have pulled their centre forward, Kieran McCormack, over and moved around the Waterford backs, whereas in contrast, as you said, Waterford seem to be lumping it down without much in the way of a plan, I suppose.
He's got so much space in the puck outs in the middle of the field as well. Midfield's playing narrow, and that's allowing him into the wings.
Yes.
But a chance now for Ferncombe. And again, Ferncombe pulling it right and wide. This is really not what we see from the third of CBS, man.
No, certainly not. Maybe management may have to have a look at the free taker.
The puck out, landing down, and again Ferncombe on the breaking ball. And here's Stakelum off the shoulder, the man from Thurles Sarsfields, sending this one in. Can they convert it on this occasion? No.
Now it's Tip's turn. Now it's Tip's turn for the wide, for doing the wides in this section of the game. But look, he's having a very, very good game there. But probably had too much time, as we often see, and he was kind of looking behind him and before he shot. So he probably needs to be a bit more clinical.
As we enter the final 4 minutes of this second semi-final in this opening half, ball broken down over on that far side of the field, and again it is Waterford this time who have won the breaking ball, sent into the corner in towards Paddy Fitzgerald keeps it in front of him. Fitzgerald was fouled there, a pull in the hand by the Ballygunner man. This man is dangerous when he gets going.
No, he's showing some serious glimpses there now, and even Baldwin in there, he's not. You wouldn't say he was the biggest man, but he got his body in between the man and ball there, flicked it up to himself, and I suppose, look, the full back line or the cornerback felt under a little bit of pressure there and gave away the cheap free.
Looks like Danny Slattery is picking Fitzgerald up. If Fitzgerald converts his own free, sending that ball in and over the bars. The Waterfrod now 1-7 to 3 points. We're inside the final 3 minutes. You see, play resumes from the puck out of Jason O'Dwyer in towards the centre of the park, and again Tipperary just showing their how good they are winning on the breaking ball.
It's that combination again, Pat, isn't it? McCormack comes up, he's a big strong man, and he's good under the high ball, and he kind of draws in the Waterfrod guys, and Dara Stakelum then was the one to profit when he took it on the run.
Another opportunity now for Stephen Ferncombe. 27.5 minutes gone here in Park Urin. Is there an opportunity now? Can Ferncombe get himself on the score sheet? He has had ample opportunities here in Park Urin. Again, this time going short, and it's been stopped on the line there by Cian Troy. And can Waterford try and clear the lines? They're not going to do so. There's a ball being walked inside there. Keneally is under pressure as well, but this time Waterford looking to try and clear it out, and it's played out towards this near touchline to Niall Brown. Brown playing it short to Charlie Treen. Treen from the Abbey Side Club. Again, look towards Joe Booth. Back in towards Brown. Brown just going at a slow predenture. Out towards Treen. This is good through the lines now from Waterford. Better. Sean O'Callaghan now with a chance of a score. That's a great score from Waterford. That's much better from this Dacia minor team. And they reduced the margin back down to 6 points.
Great skill, Pat. They worked the ball all the way from the full back line, kept the head all the way up the field, and at one stage we thought they were going to be caught, but they done really well in a great finish by Callaghan.
So Callaghan took that shot off his left hand side, 45 yards out from goal, resulting puck out over on that far side. This time Waterford have batted the ball down towards Joe Booth, and another opportunity. Just didn't get a full catch on it on that occasion. Liam O'Shea Collins at the edge of the square. Well scooped out though by the Clouty Rossmore man. Jason O'Dwyer. It's a chance now for Patrick Fitzgerald. Goes down by the byline. The chance from Ballygunner going across the square. Great bat out by the Tipperary keeper. O'Dwyer did very well indeed. Patrick Fitzgerald was, you would have thought, might have been pulled to the floor on that occasion when no foul, says referee Simon Stokes. Still the opportunity remains. A chance for Waterford. Can they tack on the score before half time? Patrick Fitzgerald at the end of the move. He was hooked though as he took the shot. And again another rude missed opportunity from Waterford.
Yeah, unlucky again, and Patrick Fitzgerald is causing them a lot of problems. Shea Khan, early doors, now it's Fitzgerald, and he's showing some brilliant skills.
Great bat down there once again by Waterford. Jamie Powers, the man at the top of that. Here's Willie Beresford playing the ball over towards the top of the right, and Patrick Fitzgerald this time beating for pace. Not going to give up though is the Ballygunner man, and the Tipperary man ends up on the floor, and he touches it on the floor as well, and that's a free in. A soft one to give away, because in fairness to Patrick Fitzgerald, he showed his two hands out, knowing that he wasn't going to push the man.
He did, yeah. I think that was Robert Dial going out to the ball. He actually looked quite tired going out. I think at times there the Waterford full forward line have put Tipperary backs under a lot of pressure, so they could be feeling a bit of that running that they're having to do. And I suppose, as we said earlier, there's only a couple of weeks training in, so tiredness could be a factor.
As we await the adjudicated injury time, which is going to be awarded, is going to be shortened by our fourth official, Cormac Deneen from the Douglas Cup here in Cork City. With that resulting free from Patrick Fitzgerald. Great score from acute angle, as those 2 minutes of injury time has been awarded here, Paddy.
Super score, and they've got a couple of good scores to get themselves back in. 1-7-5, not the worst score, you know. They know they're still within striking distance if they get a goal.
Waterford now just showing a good lease of life here towards the end of this opening regulation 30 minutes. And this time is a foul there by Waterford. Tom O'Connell is the man who was fouled.
Yeah, a little bit untidy, Pat. A little bit untidy, wasn't it? Small bit, kind of flicking. If you hear a flick of the hurley, that's always going to be an issue.
You can see Shane McGrath dishing out the instructions wearing the Mayor Forna bib here for Tipperary. A chance now for Peter McGarry, who scored 6 points against Kerry in that quarter final. Playing the ball in towards the corner. And there's a chance here. It's a Tipperary man who has knocked it out though. And it's a chance of a final opportunity maybe for Waterford, as Mark Fitzgerald takes that rather quickly. Was there a trip there? Well, some of the Waterford officials are questioning that decision by Simon Stokes. Poor hand pass out though. It's a chance here by Jack Leamy to send it back into the heart of the Waterford defence. It lands out towards Keneally. A high shoulder, but advantage accruing. Keneally with an opportunity. Dummies the pass. There's a chance of a score. Did he foul the ball, I wonder? No, says a referee. He's coming back out. But I wonder, did he actually foul the hand pass inside there? Could that have been a free out?
Yeah, it could have been a free out. I suppose there was the advantage. But, I mean, I think Sean Keneally, if he looks at this stream tonight now, he'll look at the two men on his left-hand side. Two men over on his left, and I don't know, did he not realise they were there, but I think he tried to fake everyone out, but in the end he only fooled himself, I suppose.
So we're deep into the 2 minutes of injury time, and this possibly is going to be the last play of this opening half here of this second semi-final in the Electric Ireland Munster Minor Hurling Championship. And Stephen Ferncombe is the man who's going to be taking this. Ferncombe has had ample opportunity. He's only got 1 point to his name so far from place ball, and a chance. The man wearing number 10 scoring 6 points against Kerry in the quarter final. He lays that ball high rocket over the bar, and that is the short whistle from our Cork official Simon Stokes. Half-time score here is 1-8 to 5 points. Paddy Stapleton is beside me here for the match this afternoon, and Paddy, it was a very much a promising start in Tipperary, but Waterford just showing glimpses at stages that they're never out of this game.
They are, certainly, and it's like they put it together in little pockets and little stages where they start turning Tipperary over, they shove them out over the sideline, and they can disrupt them, but I think maybe that they're just not doing it on a consistent basis. And I think coupled with that, if you looked at some of the Tipperary puckouts, I think they've a bit more of a plan, whereas the Waterford guys, they're hitting into that one area, you know, just past the 65, and the Tip guys seem to be swarming around that.
Especially on the puckouts as well. They're winning a lot of the breaking ball off puckouts, albeit the last 2 or 3 Waterford are coming back into the game, but Tipperary, early stages for the first 20 minutes, were winning 80% of them.
Yeah, they certainly were, and when Waterford up their aggression levels and get in hard on the tip, it's even giving away a couple of fouls here and there, it just disrupts that momentum. And look, we've seen below, the Waterford guys have had 2 or 3 goal chances themselves. They've looked really dangerous. So Shea Khan, Fitzgerald, they've caused Tipperary full backline, and it's probably only the 2 of them in there, but they still caused a serious amount of hassle for them.
We might get through some of the match highlights here from this afternoon, because there's been plenty of highlights so far, and that goal, of course, coming in the 17th minute right on the stroke of the water break was the big one, but we'll get that reel going shortly. But you know, from a Waterford perspective, they've really got to get going early in the second half and get a couple of early scores on the board.
Well, I say, Pat, you'd sense that they probably need a goal, probably 2 goals to truly get back into this. I would say if you're looking at it, some of the wides that they hit, okay, you could say there was a couple of bad options, but their striking probably isn't in the same place as some of the Tipperary lads, as we've seen, you know, 8 points to 5. So they have to keep running at the Tipperary defence. And look, we have seen it. Once they get in the right position around the D, they will hand it off to each other, but they probably needed one of those goals to go in a bit earlier and be that little bit more clinical.
And probably the double save there from Jason O'Dwyer, that was a crucial juncture with 3 or 4 minutes left in that opening half.
And I mean, what would that have been? What would that have meant to the Waterford selectors to bring him in at half time, being able to say, look at what we're able to achieve? But they can draw on how well they've played at times. And I suppose there was another chance there. Pat Fitzgerald turned his man again on the end line and ran across and popped it across, and again it was Jason O'Dwyer that flicked the ball away and saved Tipperary again. So Tipperary are not without their problems as well.
No, sure aren't indeed. And of course, Limerick await the winners in that final. Plethora of games on this afternoon, of course. And of course, this evening we've got the Under-20 Championship. Limerick against Cork. Tipperary are out against Clare, and the minor football as well at 5 o'clock up in Semple Stadium. But I suppose all eyes then back to tomorrow, and then Tuesday night, of course. We'll speak about Tuesday night for a second. The Under-20 semi-final down at the Farrah Field. Should be an interesting encounter.
Very interesting. I suppose Tipperary have played, we saw Tipperary, but much like the minors here, feels like a long time ago. That minor team, I suppose, or that under-20 team, it's great that they get to play because, as we remember, it turned from under-18 to under-17 their year. So it's brilliant that they get to play at the end of the year, but it's very hard to know what you'll get. I mean, Tipperary, I know some of the players, and they look very, very good, but you just never know until they play each other off, and there's nothing, as we say, there's nothing to talk about the teams form-wise from minor levels. So it should be an excellent match, especially down in Waterford when it's always tough to go and play.
Sure is indeed. We'll speak about the All-Ireland final after the game. We might get some highlights on the screen for you to look back at some of the highlights from what has been a busy opening 32 and a bit minutes. Kieran might play us some of the highlights that we have, and as we look to our television screen to the right hand side, I don't know what he's going to line up for us, but I'm sure we're going to hear.
I hope it's hurling,
We're going to catch something, no doubt. But that goal in the 17th minute was a big juncture indeed, and this is it.
Yeah, as you see, the ball wasn't even really a great ball in, but they just took advantage, a couple of little flicks. But this finish is absolutely brilliant from Jack Leamy. He had no time. I suppose Desi Hutchinson scored something similar against Clare, where ball into the hand, out of hand, and into the back of net before the goalkeeper could get near him.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was a crucial, just right in the stroke of the water break. This was another score, or another opportunity. In fact, it was Patrick Fitzgerald. This is the double save inside.
Yeah, Shea Khan to Fitzgerald, which is the big danger for Tipperary from a Waterfrod point of view. And great little save. Maybe Fitzgerald won't be too happy with his finish, and maybe could have been a bit more clinical and found a corner perhaps.
Yeah, absolutely. And this was off the second phase of that play as well. There was a squared ball out towards Tom O'Connell. Another opportunity. And
Shea Khan again being the provider, he showed some great skills. Like, if that ball didn't go to hand, there was no opportunity there. But I think, the finish, while it was a solid shot, it probably wasn't one that a very, very good county minor keeper wouldn't save usually.
Yeah, so plenty of opportunity so far here for Waterford, and they're not totally out of the game.
No.
Like, you were just showing two really good opportunities there of goals.
I think so. I don't think they're out of it at all. I think it all depends the way they start. If they start, like, look at Waterford in the All Ireland semi-final against Kilkenny there, they probably need that kind of a start, because 6 points. If Tip get on top early second half, clip a couple of scores, then you're in a serious amount of trouble. But all depends on the heads now going out to the second half, and what can Waterford bring a little bit different. How much ball can they own? Because the more ball you give Tipperary, they're quite good hurlers out there. We can see the Tip lads. So if you starve them in possession, I think that's the only way, and it'll take an all merciful effort from Waterford in the first 10 minutes second half.
And I suppose we mentioned during that first half, Kieran McCormack winning a lot of winning the puckouts, but he's playing it down to either Stakelum or Stephen Ferncombe, and that's where a lot of the breaking ball. No, okay, Joe Booth and Willie Beresford have really got into the last 5 or 6 minutes of that first half, but Tipperary were just that little bit more sharper out of the blocks.
A little bit sharper. They're creating little pockets of space out the field. But as we said earlier, I think they have big men as well. Mm-hmm. If there's one there that can be physical with the half-back, I always obviously loved playing with big forwards, because you can lump it down on them sometimes. So the ball doesn't have to be perfect, but Kieran McCormack's quite good in the air and has a reputation for that, but he's unselfish as well. He let the ball in for the goal. He's after handing off a few balls, and him and even Dara Stakelum around the middle of the field seems to be really using his ability, which Waterford will probably have to have a look at second half. But look, Waterford, I think Joe Booth is probably as impressive as any player has been out here in the field. He's very, very tall, very rangy, and probably looks like a future Waterford senior.
For Tipperary, looking down through the bench, I suppose David Fogarty is one man who should be featuring possibly in the second half. Yeah,
he started the last day. David Fogarty, again, a strong, well-built forward. He's well able to play. There's Lee from Rossgrey. They have a couple of good forwards. Eddie Ryan from Bursley did well the last day he came on. So there's some very, very talented players, and I suppose Waterford would have something similar as well to come on. And as this game, I suppose we said earlier, Pat, they haven't been training long, and even though everyone thinks fit young lads that they'll be able to go all day, they won't. Like, this is very, very intense.
That's actually one thing that Paul Collins mentioned to me during the week, and I appreciate the time of both Dara and Paul that gave me. Paul just gave me, I suppose, okay, the clubs can't train, the counties can't train, but the schools, they were able to train over that 6-week period, and that kind of kept the sharpness. And I suppose if you look down through Dr. Hartley Cup history, the third of CBS's, Our Lady Templemore in the semi-final last year, Nina CBS, they're all big schools. They're all always involved the last 8, last 4.
And I suppose what's happening now, and it's probably, De La Salle have been around it, I suppose, a lot in Waterford over recent years, and the Waterford colleges are no... they're never far away from it either, but what it does is you have a lot of hurlers now probably hoping to play minor, and they're going to these schools. I think that's becoming more and more prevalent. Certainly, I work in Thurles in Colossaverge, different school, but you see an awful lot of hurlers coming from far and wide to get that experience, and I suppose hoping to make under 20, under 17 and in the future senior setups with the county.
And I suppose again, like national policies going 2017, 15, 13, as we saw during the week. And again, I suppose, the 17, okay, it's not the old-fashioned minor where they're turning into an adult. you're dealing with 15, 16, 17-year-olds.
Yeah, they're still very, very young. You know, I could look back at my own development and lads I played with, and when we were under 17, a lot different then from the minor team that played 1 year later, because some lads are only starting to stretch, some lads are only starting to get kind of manly strength themselves, like, so it's huge, but it's great development years. And I think the fact that we can maybe separate it from adult hurling, I don't see that as anything but a plus, because it allows the underage player to flourish a bit more time with his own age group, and then allows the seniors to get on with what they're doing. And look, instead of a lad playing a year early, maybe an older lad like myself might play 1 year extra.
No, that is right. Okay, let's turn our attention to Waterford then. They've had some great chances. We've had a look through the chances. They need to try and get going. I suppose the half-hour line really needs to start thundering into the game. O'Connell, Beresford and Charlie Treen.
They do, and maybe they need a small bit of variety on their puck out, Pat. And I don't mean crazy stuff, like, because I don't think it's like NFL where you can draw up plays and it just works like that. Hurling's too difficult. But they certainly need to open pockets and run into them. We've seen Joe Booth do it a couple of times. And then we've seen in the first half, remember that beautiful score they worked up the field where they moved it all through the hands. I think Callahan.
Sean Callahan.
So, I mean, they need to bring that and encourage that into the game where they're off each other's shoulder, they're opening the Tip lads out. And the Tip are quite a big team, as you said, they're up to the age group. So when they're a big team, you need to really attack them and beat the tackle, so you give the next man a better chance to maybe hit a good pass or hit a score. So their aggression has to come up, a little bit more cuteness on their puck outs. But when they get the ball, I think they need to be breaking tackles, really committing the Tipperary backline, and then work it from there.
We mentioned about, I know, like, it's been talked about all week, Liam Cahill managing a Waterford team, because we've got a Tipperary man here as well, and Dara Duggan. He's from Holy Cross, teaching down in St. Augustine's for the last 12 or 13 years.
Exactly, yeah. It's very interesting, isn't it, when people go into other counties and manage. But look, I'd say huge interest in it, you know. I mean, to be involved in any county minor team, you'd have to have an unbelievable interest. So he must know an awful lot of the different school players down there. So great to see him involved.
Sure is indeed, and of course has had many great players. Did the Harty Cup back-to-back 2012 and 2013, winning the All-Ireland 2013 with the likes of Tom Devine, Tadhg de Borca, Patrick Curran, Darragh Lyons, Conal Dunford, all players, 4 to 5 players who will be playing tomorrow. That's in some shape or another.
Look, it's a great nursery. It just shows these are the levels you go through these times to get to the top.
That second half is underway here in Park Urin. And looks like no change, or there is going to be one change from a Waterford side. We'll catch that in a moment. Still a fight for possession in the centre of the field. Might be a chance here now for Waterford to get an early score here. Did very well there, Tom O'Connell, to keep the ball in from going out. Scoops the ball over the top, looks to try and pick it up, but small bit too fancy. Still has the ball ahead of him, but eventually closed out by the Tip defence. And there is that change for Waterford. It's Niall Brown who's made his way off for Jack O'Donnell as that ball is played in towards the half-back line, and Fitzgerald clears that ball long into the corner towards the cousin, Paddy Fitzgerald. Of course, both these boys cousins of the Mannies, Porrick and Phillip. But Paddy Fitzgerald was half blocked down there on that occasion. The ball just trickles out over the end line. It's an early 65 just to confirm the Waterford substitution at half time. Jack O'Donnell from Ballyduff replaces the Bricky Rangers man Niall Brown.
Yeah, I think Tom O'Connell might have heard us there, the wing forward for Waterford. He went straight at the heart of the Tipperary team. He probably took it a little bit too far, and the head was down and he got swarmed. But not a bad start for Waterford, you know. I think they know what they have to do. They have to up that aggression level. But again, we see Fitzgerald inside. He looks unbelievably dangerous, and I think, you know, Tip management will be a little worried and have to monitor that going forward.
So Patrick Fitzgerald now with the resulting 65 opportunity. Plays down in De La Salle in the Harty Cup. Hopefully we'll see him feature in their championship campaign in January. Great converted score from Fitzgerald, getting them up and running here.
It's often vital, Pat, to get that first score. When you're down, you need to get that psychological boost to that first score. Great free.
Here's the puck out from O'Dwyer, sending it over towards that far side, and Waterford now looking to try and win that. Mark Fitzgerald it is. Scoops the ball in towards the centre of the park. Here's Charlie Treen from the Abbey Side Club, and this would be a massive boost if it goes between the posts. The Daysher men are up and flying here on Park Urin.
Super score, and it mimicked the way Tip were playing the first half. They sat deep, the ball came down long from O'Dwyer, and the Waterford lads just hoovered it up, and super strike from out the field.
Puck out from O'Dwyer, sending it over towards that far side, and again it's won over there by Waterford. Shannon is the man who has picked it up on this occasion. There was a push in the back there, one would have thought. And Tipperary now are slightly at 6s and 7s here in the opening stage of this second half. And that's going to be a clash ball. A bit messy there in that. A bit of handbags, and unfortunately just slightly getting out of control. And Tom O'Connell is the man who's going to be spoken to here, but that all resulted in a slight push in the back there by on a Waterford man.
I would have said so as well. I think Waterford were nearly entitled for a free in there, but they're after winning a couple of great balls. That ball again, Jack Leamy thought he had it for tip, and it was won by the half back line for Waterford.
And it's a free now as
and
well.
It's a free now, and look, they need to keep their head. They need to keep that momentum.
As we just look back on that, O'Connell was brought to the floor, and there was a bit of argy-bargy on the floor, and O'Connell just came in and absolutely buried a man out of it just for no particular reason. That was Michael Corcoran. So it's a sloppy opportunity. What could have been a chance to score for Waterford is an opportunity down the other way for McGarry. Great score from McGarry from inside his own 65-metre line.
And these little things can change matches, Pat. Great free by McGarry, but Waterford were in ascension, and now they've been pegged back to what the score was beforehand.
Here's the puck out from Cian Troy down towards that far side, and Waterford looking to try and win that breaking ball. Great touch in there by Tom O'Connell. Just didn't get a hurley to it, Sean O'Callaghan. Waterford now are starting to fight for this ball. Down in front of us inside the 65-metre line, just getting a bit too messy, and referee Simon Stokes says, no lads, there's too many fellas in there, and we're going to try and clean it out a small bit. As that ball is thrown in by the Tully Lease man. It's picked up inside there by Beresford. Loose pass by Beresford, and that has given the opportunity to McGarry to break onto the breaking ball, sending it into the corner. Looking over there, McCormack. There was a high hurley across the helmet by the looks of it. Play continues on though. Looks like Cahill over there who's picked up that one. Jack Leamy is the man who was down. Ball goes left and wide, but some attention going to be required here.
Yeah, maybe a stray hurley in there from the corner back. I suppose I've been in those positions. It's when you know the man is probably going to get his hand on the ball, but little bit of a rough one maybe on the back. But Tony Cahill probably got the ball then, and maybe it was a speculative shot because he was at a bit of an angle on the turn. But I think Waterford have to be happy with that. They're back to 5 points. They needed to at least eat into the lead a little bit, but they very, very important now that they keep that and keep their discipline. Like I suppose O'Connell there with the shove, what could have been a score for Waterford turned into a tip score, and they just can't do that. They have to live on the edge, but they can't go over.
Some attention being received there by Jack Leamy, given by Jack Delaney this afternoon. I know one lady looking on, Lauren Guilfoyle, of course, who has been knocked out over the last couple of weeks. Lauren, I hope you're enjoying the coverage this afternoon. Great to see you making a full and speedy recovery very shortly indeed as a substitution there.
Stephen Ferncombe is after going off, all right. Number 20 is on, who is...
Kenny Lee.
Kenny Lee
from Rosscray. There was a high hand over there. The referee allows the play continue on. McGarry in the centre of the park under pressure there, and Waterford now looking to try and clean it out defensively. Waterford just, if they needed to try and stay in this game, need to hold out this Premier attack. Great flick in there by McCormack, but it's been picked up there by the Waterford defence. Here's Charlie Treen, low ball inside and space galore in front of the Waterford men, playing into the corner. Here's Paddy Fitzgerald. There was a loose hurley there on the Ballygunner man, but he's breaking inside. Now there's a foul advantage accruing. That ball going in, it's gone in, and the referee, well, that point is going to stand if the umpire waves the flag. That will stand. So that is a score. It's a super score there by Paddy Fitzgerald, and a talking to there by Robert Doyle, but a great score from the Ballygunner man.
Great score, and look, a lovely ball in by Sean Callan. Again, they're working the ball brilliantly, but we can see they have serious danger men inside. But I feel sorry for the full back line on both sides at times, because the quality of these players is so high that they're just finding each other with ease.
Puck out from Jason O'Dwyer, finding his captain Corcoran in plenty space, sends it long up over that far sideline, but again Waterford are quick onto it. It's Mark Fitzgerald breaking onto it, the man from Passage in Waterford City, sending this one in. It's been stopped on the line by O'Dwyer, and a chance now for Cahill Quinn to try and clear the lines. He's on a solo run, 30-40 yards. There was a high hurley there though by a Waterford attacker, and that's a free out.
And they kind of had him trapped, Pat. Cahill Quinn was running out of ideas. But great little touchdown by Jason O'Dwyer. I don't know how many coaches like to see that, but was very aware that there wasn't too many Waterford attackers around.
Quinn takes his own free, sending it long into the corner, but again Mark Fitzgerald is the lone ranger and centre back. Great sharp ball out towards Joe Booth, who finds Sean O'Callaghan in the middle of the field, the man from Abbey side, playing it into the two-man full forward line. Over there is Liam O'Shea from Onryan. O'Shea 21 yards out, playing it back into the centre, but just not picked up cleanly on this occasion by Charlie Treen, and Treen commits the foul, and it's going to be a free out for Tipperary.
Yeah, again, Sheikhan, the first half was popping him to hand. That one needed to go straight into Treen's hand, but it was a little untidy.
Free taken long inside towards the Tipperary full forward line. It's a chance here now for Kenny Lee, who has broken onto that breaking ball. Break through 2-3 tackles. Great block inside there by Mark Fitzgerald, who was one of the players for Waterford inside there. A bit messy, a ruck now starting to form inside the Waterford 20 metre line. Tipperary have numbers though. Can they break it out? And there's a man breaking in the far side. One of those is Keneally. Keneally's there, but Waterford got an interception, and its play continues on. And a chance now is a high shot there on Cormac Cantwell. And Cantwell's gone down with an injury. Tipperary with an opportunity, no advantage accruing, but Cantwell really felt the brunt of that shoulder. It looked like he got it across the helmet as well, looking at the picture.
He did. Again, I suppose the crowd out to Tipperary men, and Kenny Lee having an immediate impact. Showed a bit of pace to read onto that break. And I think Tipperary need it because Waterford have really started this second half hot.
Cantwell seems to be okay, and the free from the 21 metre line is going to be taken out by Jack Leamy, because Stephen Ferncombe has been replaced in the early stages of the second half, and that is truly converted there by Leamy.
Yeah, I think that was well needed by Tip. The forward line are suffering there. The Waterford backs are really pushing the ball out of the fence and breaking out well. And I think the management with Tip would be disappointed with how the work rate has dipped.
Troy with the puck out. Great ball batted down there by the Tipperary half-back line. And looked like Robert Doyle was the man who could have batted that one out. Quick sideline taken, played back towards Mark Fitzgerald. Dummies off his right hand side. Sends it down to the corner, looking again for the first cousin, Paddy Fitzgerald, who has got the pace to beat Robert Doyle this afternoon. But Doyle was astutely aware of his cuteness, and Luke Shanahan picked up the pieces, and that was just frustration there from Fitzgerald.
A little bit of frustration, but he's one man they need to keep on the field, so that'll be a yellow card. And I think he was probably disappointed with himself. He had kind of more or less had the ball won at that stage, but you'd have to praise the Tipperary backs to stead to their task and didn't foul him this time, which they could be, they have done in the past. But I think you can see that Watford are working it every time out to this corner to where Fitzgerald is, and Tip maybe again we're thinking, will they have to make some sort of change there or switch, because it might be long before a goal goes in.
With the free, McGarry from inside his own 45, sending it long in the corner, and again Stakelum is there on the breaking ball once again, working inside the 13 metre line. Great shimmy right and left, goes back inside once again Stakelum. And this time going right and wide, just ran out of racing room.
Overran it there, all right. Lovely skill to pick it up and go through. But, praise Treen doing forward. It looks like he's playing midfield now. He battled back very well and kept his composure.
Waterford turning up the tempo in this game. Jack O'Donnell with an opportunity, playing it over towards Boot, who sends it long into the corner, looking for Fitzgerald. Turns. Doyle got a great hand on the ball there. Fitzgerald and Doyle ending up on the floor. It's a real scrap for possession over there, but it is Cathal Quinn who's come out with it. Quinn dealing with it very well, evading 2 tackles, but he's overcarried the ball on this occasion. Good pressure by the Waterford offence.
Excellent pressure, and discipline was a problem there for the last foul, but that certainly wasn't. And again, they're using the sidelines, push him out, and even though Cathal Quinn, is having a very, very good game at wing back, he's still getting caught up by the Waterford work rate, and if they're to really contest this near the last 10-15 minutes, they're going to have to keep that intensity up.
We said they were never really out of it, and they've showed great intensity in this opening 12 minutes of this second half, and a chance for the Ballygunner ace off the post, and it's just gone into the parallelogram, and there was no Waterford man within sight inside there. Chance now for Tipperary to try and clear the lines, and an elbow to, a fend off, I suppose is what you'd call it.
Yeah, a bit of
and the referee is going to be speaking to the Tipperary man.
Yeah, I suppose we see it a lot, and you just can't. You have to be conscious, even if it was accidental. You have to be conscious when you're going out. You can't raise your arm up head high, and more good
Michael
tackling by the
Corcoran
Waterford
is-
guys.
Corcoran's going to be getting brandished the yellow card. Obviously, as you can see, referee Stokes is just saying you've raised the elbow towards the man, albeit it might have been accidental. Let's just have a look at it here, Paddy. Yeah, he's not wrong.
No, he's not
Head
wrong.
right,
and,
head high, yeah.
If he hadn't hurt Fitzgerald, then, or Fitzpatrick, keep calling Fitzgerald, then maybe it wouldn't have been a foul. But the fact that he went down, it was always going to be a free.
Fitzgerald converts this one. Gone in and over the bar, and the game back reduced down to 4 points once again. Puck out from O'Dwyer. Going loose down. A chance now for Waterford, and they're really starting to turn on the burners here. Sean O'Callaghan working inside the 45-metre line under pressure over on that far side. Plays it back in towards Charlie Treen. Treen was hooked though on that occasion. And a chance now for Tipperary to try and clear out the pieces, but nobody in the half-hour line for Tipperary. And it's a chance now for Mark Fitzgerald to set up another Dacia attack. 60 yards up from his own goal, looking to try and play it long in towards Shea Khan. He's been quite good in this game so far, the man from Ryan. Ruck ball forming inside, just outside the Tipperary 21-metre line. But again, it's O'Shea Khan who was at the base of the ruck, won the breaking ball. What a score from the man on Ryan.
Unbelievable.
And now it's a one-score game.
Unbelievable score, Patton. This is what we're here for. Such an exciting game now. Waterford have taken over.
1-10 to 10 points here in Park Urin. Man going out with no hurley, Kieran McCormack, but the referee now says there was a foul and the hurley was pulled off.
Yeah.
McCormack.
Tight one, wasn't it, Pat? The ball went through him. McCormack tried to get to it. Maybe was possibly held a little bit.
Just a score
through.
from Shea Khan again.
Oh, what a score. Unbelievable. But the ruck ball won, and isn't that what they're winning now, the Waterford lads? They're winning those contested balls, and Tipperary management have to be worried at the minute.
Well, for a stage in that opening half, it was 1-7 to 2 points, and you thought Tipperary were going to start to run away with it, but what true character Waterford have shown here this afternoon.
Absolutely.
Missing 3 starters as well this afternoon, just to mention as well, 2 of those lads involved in an accident in the last couple of weeks, and from all of us here in Park Urin and from the Munster Council, we wish both lads the very best luck in a full speedy recovery from the Waterford panel. A chance here though for Jack Leamy. Ball hasn't gone out. It was a slow raise of the hands from the umpire.
The umpire didn't really know himself, did he, for a second? That sucks the life out of Tip again though, Pat. A wide like that, and it wasn't even a good strike. It was kind of lobbed in, so they need to up it now.
Puck out from Troy down towards this near touchline, just flicked away on that occasion from Mullaney. A second opportunity here for the Dacia. Beresford off the secondary ball, sending it long inside. Here's O'Shea Khan after that wonder score moments ago. Tree just failed to pick up the possession, and a loose carry there has allowed Shanahan to break out of the fence and pops the ball. Late tackle there on Shanahan. There's a free shot here if it wants to be taken. Ball's walked inside the full forward line, but that ball is going to come back. And who is the player that it was? It looks like number 7. It could be Michael Mullaney.
I think. A lot of white helmets there, so it might be hard for the umpire and the referee to realise, but that was a tough one now. That was a hard shot in the front.
It wasn't. I know both referee and the sideline officials are talking about it. It's just my reckoning of it. It looks like to me just a yellow card.
I'd say so, and you'd hope for this game's sake, because it's turning into an absolute classic, that he doesn't get any more than a yellow. Poor tackle, because it wasn't like it was the last second. The ball was well gone. He I suppose he knew what he was doing, but hopefully for Waterford's sake now he'll stay on the field.
So it is the Stradbally man who's been spoken to by our referee this afternoon, Simon Stokes of Tullylease and Cork.
But they're giving Tipperary a little bit of oxygen there. Like, I think it's all Waterford here, I suppose, certainly in the last 7 or 8 minutes. But these types of frees are slowing the game, and you're giving Tipperary free shots at the goal. I think it's not the wisest move.
Well, we're in that water break stage once again. A chance now from McGarry. And has he got this? No, he's pulled it left. And that's a crucial juncture as we stop the clock and the water break has ensued. It was all Waterford in that third quarter.
And as we said, though, I suppose we spoke at half time. Waterford had a lot of chances, not too far off the amount of chances Tipperary had in that first half. So this isn't, it's not a massive surprise. We said if they could own that ball for the first 10 minutes, that they could cause serious hassle. And you can hear the parents and you can hear the selectors. They're geeing each other up over there. They know there's a second half ambush here ready to go.
I suppose that is the one thing with the crowd noise. It's great to have a bit of crowd noise around.
Yeah.
But I know you've been at games over the last couple of weeks. I've been to a few games. It's so dull and despairing having no one. But it's great to have a parent. I know officially for GDPR and all that, you have to have a parent come. But it's great to have some bit of crowd noise.
That's a nice side effect of the GDPR. There's not too many times to say it's a good thing, but it is here because, and who cares more than parents? We all have our parents who are the most vocal on the sideline, and they're really making it into that special atmosphere here. But it's turned into a fantastic game. I mean, what we were talking about maybe 20 minutes ago, how Waterford have to talk to each other. Now we're looking at the tip selectors, Shane McGrath, Paul Collins, Willie Ryan. They all have great experience, but now they have to pull something out of the hat now because it's really, really after going against them, and it's all Waterford.
Of course, you look at the Waterford management, Dara Duggan, Gary Moran, Alan Lawler, of course Tommy Ryan, who's involved in that 2017 All-Ireland, of course the great Fergal Hartley, who led Ballygunner to 6 counties in a row.
Yeah, and wasn't he the captain of the first Waterford Munster final winning team in many's a year? So he was absolutely fantastic player.
2003, I think.
2003, 2002.
Kieran O'Connell's going to be on
they
to
beat
beat
Tipperary. I remember they beat Tipperary anyway, so I was crying, but they were happy. But look, they have great experience on both lines. I think it's a real feature of any progressive county who wants to do well at underage level. And as we know, a lot of these go on to play at senior level.
Well, it's all to play for in this final quarter of the Electric Ireland Munster Minor Hurling Championship semi-final. Who is going to face Limerick next weekend? Might be maybe in Park you're in. That'll be a nice sight next Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, be lovely. And do you know what? I suppose we were talking about Páirc Uí Chaoimh would be a great spot, but it can be very dead. But this is, the tight field, tight stands, great atmosphere, and I suppose maybe very fitting for these young players.
I can remember a game we done here a couple of weeks ago for the Cork County Board, a football match. We were here till all hours of the night, and it was fantastic stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Indeed.
We missed it now while it was gone, so we're delighted to have it now.
Looks like there's another substitution on the Tipperary side, and it's Conor McKelvey who has come off. David Fogarty is into the game as we restart this second half, and it's Tipperary, or Waterford I should say, who got the early ascendancy to Milani, and chance now for Shea Khan, but just didn't get the hurley around the sliotar, going left and wide. But Waterford are well up for this now.
Certainly are. It's the same trend as the first half that they're continuing. The first part of the second half, they're winning those breaks and delivering in.
As the lights now start to pour on here in Park Urin, that was a Waterford hurley who knocked that ball. It's going to be a Tipperary line ball, and it's a chance now for Tipperary possibly to set up here. Jack Leamy, the man standing over it, plays it short in towards the onrushing attacker. Kenny Lee working his way inside the de-exclusion zone. Lee looking to try and get a score of his own, and that now is a crucial score for the Premier.
Absolutely, and it was a great score. It was really just taking him on, which they haven't done at all in this half yet. So brilliant score, Kenny Lee.
Ball sent back into the corner over on that far side of the field. Kennelly is the man over there. Great block inside over by the Waterford defence. Can they try and clear the lines? Kennelly is under pressure. Offloads inside to Cal. Cal with a shot, but Cal going right and wide.
Yeah.
And the Tipperary wide count now was really adding up.
It really is. And Cal, another kind of poor shot, and that's a couple in a row he's hit.
The intensity and the speed of this game has really picked up now. Here's Luke Sheehan from the Upper Church Drum Band Club, breaking through 2-3 tackles. Great stuff from Sheehan. Breaking inside towards the 45. He's gone inside the 45, in towards the de-exclusion zone. Long hand pass over the top. Wasn't really the right option, but the Tipperary man has dealt with it very well inside. But Waterford now looking to try and clear the lines. And Daisha now just trying to get things going once again. Here's Joe Booth now inside the 65. Looking to try and get a clean possession. Didn't get it. And he's still inside there, the man from Colligan, but his fellow man over there has won a free. Jamie Power from Mondelego, playing with the Blackwater Community School.
Big win.
Free out.
Big win there, Pat, because it was one of those, whatever team won it, it'd be a big psychological boost. And you'd have to say Mark Fitzgerald, centre back for Waterford, and he's playing spare man at times, but he's brought out a serious amount of ball, and he looks like a senior hurler already. He looks like a man, and you know he's very strong player, but it's just in the melting pot right now. And Tipperary, they need a couple of more scores, need a couple of more runs like Shanahan there and Lee, but they have to find the final pass.
Well, Patrick Fitzgerald has come a long, long way out for this now. Inside his own 65-metre line. He's got a great strike to the ball. He's got the legs, he's got the accuracy. What a score from the Ballygunner man. Back to a 3-point game.
Inspirational, Pat. That's what they need. They need everything going over for him at the minute. An unbelievable strike.
That's going to be one for the highlights reel post-match, as the puck out was quickly taken, and Waterford now are in there. Tipperary just a bit of loose hurling and losing possession, losing that breaking ball. Booth plays it back in towards Michael Mullaney, who tries to work it to the corner, but inside there was the Tipperary captain Michael Corcoran from Silver Mines. Sends it along up the wing over on that far side, and breaking inside there, McCormack looked to try and win possession over there. Tipperary under pressure, but as Waterford have won possession back in towards the centre of the park. Charlie Treen from inside the 45 walking in towards the centre of the park now. Can Waterford get another score, bring it inside to a 2 points, but that was a loose ball now, and these are going to be nervous and tetchy times here in Parky Rin. Here's Luke Shanahan off the shoulder, they pop the ball. Leamy with a shot, and Leamy with a crucial score in this game. Back out to 4 points.
Huge score, Pat. Absolutely huge. Great turnover by Tip. Couple of loose balls by Waterford, but great score by Leamy.
A really exciting game. Ball going long into the corner, but O'Shea Khan was a rabbit caught in the headlights. Showed great skill there just to try and flick the ball to himself. But again, it's Tipperary are coming out with that breaking ball. Philly Hayes it was who's cleared the lines. Primary possession is key, and Kenny Lee has won it. Is he under pressure there? And he's overcarried the ball, and the Tipperary line are furious with the referee.
That's always a 50-50, I suppose. Kenny Lee had the momentum, but I suppose the Waterford lads weren't doing that too much. Maybe the arms were around a little bit, but the hard call for the referee. Waterford are getting a little bit losing of the composure. 3 poor balls in their own. They need to get back to their game plan.
Free taken by Mark Fitzgerald into the corner. O'Shea Khan really fighting for this ball, but he's a lone ranger. He did very well to dispossess the Tipperary man, and a bit of a loose nose. Bodies are being thrown on the line here in Parky Rin. Tipperary though seem to be coming out with a breaking ball, and it's been cleared out inside there towards the Waterford half back line. Big heavy hit there on Beresford, half blocked down, but he got a good enough connection. But it's the Tipperary defence who have been quicker here defensively. It's a chance here for Corcoran going through the centre of the park, offloads out towards Kieran McCormack from the Lockmore Castleiney club, going left and wide.
A couple of great runs out the field by Tip, but they could have done with that score. That's tightened up. Great attacking the ball from Carl Quinn, who's gone in, seems to have gone in around the full back line or spare man, and Tipperary have lacked that throughout the match.
Ball pucked out down towards the near touchline towards Charlie Treen. Here back out towards Jamie Power, who sends a low ball inside, but Power could only find a Tipperary man that was inside there. Shanahan, long ball inside in towards Keneally, the man from Moneygall, walking inside the exclusion zone. Advantage now played, not accruing, says our Cork official. It's a free in for Tipperary, 35 yards out.
And that's not the first free he's won. Keneally inside, and I suppose if I was out the field, I'd be trying to hit a lot of ball into him. He's very, very tough, and he takes responsibility there. Another great free one.
Kieran McCormack being withdrawn inside the final 6.5 minutes. Man coming in is Eddie Ryan from your own club, Borrisley.
Yeah, Eddie, very, very skillful, fast player. I suppose they're hoping for something like Kenny Lee gave him in the forward line there a few minutes ago. A couple of powerful runs, and he's gone in centre forward. So I think if they can find him, he definitely has something that could take on the Waterford defence.
Free here for Jack Leamy. Leamy from the Golden Kilfeacle club, and that is a converted score. So it's a 5-point game now with 5.5 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah, at this stage I'd say Waterford possibly need it. They don't have to go for a goal right now, but without a goal they're going to find it very, very tough, because they've only scored 11 points at the minute. So to think that they'll get 5 in a row unanswered, might be a little bit unrealistic. So they might look for a different tactic, maybe a couple of more direct balls into the square. But I think it's still going to be a very, very tight finish, especially if Waterford get a goal chance or two.
Double substitution here for Waterford. It's Luke Horgan is the man who is coming in for Sean O'Callaghan. And also coming in here will be Sean Lanigan from the Abbeyside club. Just waiting to see who Sean Lanigan is going to be replacing here this evening. He's going all the way over towards the far side of the field. It looks like Michael Mullaney could be the man being withdrawn. It is Mullaney.
Oh, it's Mullaney, is it?
So, double substitution there for Waterford. That's eating up a bit of time here as that puck is taken over towards that far side of the field. And again, it's Tipperary who've come out with that one. Was sent into the corner. A chance now for Cantwell to try and clear the lines. Pops the ball over the top. Loose carried over the Waterford players. And a chance now for Tipperary. Dara Stakelum. Stakelum sending this ball in towards the edge of the square, but it's been cleanly picked up there by Cian Troy. Troy trying to work it now through the channels. Towards Cantwell. Plays short to Mark Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald was dispossessed there though, as was Kenny Lee. A chance though as Tipperary looking to try and ghost inside. Is there an opportunity of a score? Played it outside, played a square ball across the 21-metre line. Is there an opportunity? No, says the referee. It's been cleared out. Great work by the Danish defence. And can they now try and work a score? We're inside the final 4 minutes. Charlie Tree now inside the 65-metre line. There was a loose hurley there by a Tipperary man, and that's going to be a card brandished. There was
Peter
McGarry
McGarry,
advantage could have been coming, but
I would think
McGarry's
so.
going to be spoken to.
Yeah. As you said, there was advantage, and every chance Waterford get where they're maybe on the inside a tip for maybe a goal chance, they kind of would want the referee to let that go. But McGarry certainly a slap across. I don't know, was it the hander with the hurley, but we could hear it up here anyway. So, yellow card warranted.
As you watch the replay, Fitzgerald is getting ready to take this one. Just a hand, really.
A bit of a slapping hand, yeah.
As Fitzgerald takes this from the 65-metre line. What a score from the Ballygunner man. Waterford aren't completely out of this game.
Absolutely not. There's still time for them to get that score, but we do think they need a goal, I'd say.
Puck out short over towards that far side. Been cleared up by the Tipperary half-back line. Looking for Cahill inside, who hasn't had his best game here this afternoon. But can he act in it here? And it could be a crucial one. Going left and wide. Big score count, big wide count here as well.
Yeah, and he's had the chances, and I suppose what you'd say about Tony Cahill, from what we know, is he's a great shooter, and just maybe not the shooting boots on today.
Great touch there by Jack Leamy. Smart hand pass, slick towards Cahill Quinn. Not the cleanest of catches there on that occasion by Sean Keneally. And can Tipperary pick up the pieces, or do Waterford have it? The Premier come away with it through Kenny Lee. Again, going through the heart of the Dacian defence. Could seal it if he puts it away. Lee with a shot. Lee with the goal.
Super goal.
Crucial juncture in this game, and the second goal for Tipperary has put very much the seal on the envelope for the final next week.
And what an impact Kenny Lee has had. He's come in, a goal, a point. What a run through the middle. Number 2 trying to get to him, wasn't able. Lovely strike. Lovely. Maybe the goalie might be looking at himself. Maybe Keane Try might say beaten on the near post on his good side for left-handed keeper. But what a run through. Absolute aggression. Look, Tipperary needed that. If they didn't get that second goal, then this game was still up in the air.
It is Lee who has received attention. Just got a knock in the process of striking, but nothing deliberate. But what a second goal scored, picking up the ball 40 yards out, making that darting run through the heart of the wall for defence.
And he took the belts, and sometimes you have to give belts in games, and you certainly have to take them. And to get those goals, get those goal chances, you have to go through a bit of fire and hell, and that's what Lee did there.
Well, it's a second goal for Tipperary, and that now fortunately puts a seal on it, as Waterford can hold our heads very high. This game far from over though. We've a minute left of normal time plus a bit of injury. Willie Beresford, just a loose hand pass on that occasion. It's a chance now for Tipperary to get going. That ball from Stakelum in towards the corner. Is there a third chance of a goal? Well, it's a shot being taken in there, but this one again going left and wide from Sean Keneally.
Sean Keneally, or I don't know, was it Sean Keneally now? But he probably had a chance to maybe turn around and pop it off. I think it was David Fogarty, but kind of took a shot under a lot of pressure.
It was David Fogarty who had taken that shot loose. Puck out there. There's a chance here for Stakelum, sending that ball long into the corner of the post. So it's stopped off the post inside there. And a chance now for Waterford to try and clear the lines, as our fourth official, Cormac Deneen, has awarded 3 minutes of injury time. Chance now for Jamie Power. Sends the ball in towards the centre of the park. Is there a chance of a score here? Let's see what Patrick Fitzgerald can work from here. Turns his man on the sixpence. Back on the left-hand side, looking for options outside. One of those is Charlie Treen. But Treen just couldn't get a hand to it clean enough. Still working hard inside there. Liam O'Shea Khan has been outstanding for Waterford in this game. The man from Onryan. But again, so has the Waterford defence. What a solo there from Luke Shanahan, and wins a free. Free's good measure as well. What a touch.
Beautiful piece of skill by Shannon, and he has shown sideline kick-ups, great striking over the last couple of games. He is super skilled, the Upper Church drum band man. But as you say, it's not over yet, but Tipperary have done an awful lot to get that Kenny Lee goal and to distance themselves from Waterford.
That piece of skill was something like you'd see from Waterford from 3 weeks ago, the Munster final.
Yeah, or you might see Keane Lynch done a couple of those little kick-ups and tap-ups in his time, so I suppose they're getting inspiration from the current inter-county crowd.
Absolutely. What an entertaining game. This Electric Ireland Munster Minor Hurling Championship semi-final has been. Still another 2 minutes to play on as that puck over. Looking for a sliotar to arrive for where the free will be taken from. Just inside the Tipperary 45. Another chance to put on a fresh pair of legs for Tipperary, and Pat Ryan from Upper Church Drumban, playing with the Thurles CBS School, is coming in for Jack Leamy, who's put in a massive shift here.
Huge effort. I think, Leamy has been there throughout. Jack Leamy, he's been under high balls, he's taken scores, got a great goal, and he can be happy with his hour's work.
Free from McGarry, sending it long over towards the corner. Kept it in, did the man over on that far side. And Robert Doyle now needs to try and work this ball out towards Kevin O'Callaghan, who's inside the exclusion zone. And just a small bit of sloppiness there from the Waterford defence, and Josh Fitzgerald, I should say, just ran over the top of that ball, and that allows an opportunity for Tipperary to tack on another score, and they do so.
I think it was given wide in the end pass. Yeah, Eddie Ryan, wide ball.
I thought it actually went in and over the bar, to be honest with you.
The umpire was talking, one was telling the other they might give it, but I think in the end they didn't.
2-13 to 12 points. Free taken quickly by the Mondeligo man, Jamie Power. And again, just the upper strength and the more experience of this Tipperary side is just starting to tell in the closing stages. Cian Troy has an eye on this ball all the way down and towards the goal mouth. And it's an opportunity for them to try and clear out the pieces. Here's Jamie Power now, playing it out towards Willie Beresford. Sending it long deep in towards Tipperary territory. Waterford man getting a hand in there was Jack O'Donnell, but again, this last quarter really has all been about Tipperary. They've taken control by the game with the scruff of the neck, and they're breaking through the heart of this Waterford defence. Stopped in the track stop. And can Waterford try and clear out the lines once again? There was a tackle in there by Tony Cal. Willie Beresford, there was a frontal challenge, and that's going to be a free out as we close out the 3 minutes of injury time which have been awarded. Are we going to look towards a final score? Referee has the whistle in his lips in this Electric Ireland Munster Minor Hurling semi-final, and it's the Premier County of Tipperary who booked their place in the final and have defeated and fended off Waterford on a scoreline of 2-13 to 12 points, and they'll face Limerick in next Sunday's final.
They will, and after being really, really well tested here, I think, as we said, for an awful lot of it, especially that first water break after half time, I think Waterford owned that period of the game. But you'd have to say fair dues to Tipperary. They really upped their work rate there. I mean, it was looking poor for long stages, and there might have been doubts creeping in, but I really think the couple of subs, the bit of energy, of course we saw Kenny Lee made a huge difference on the scoreboard, but I think work rate wise, even that freshness really upped their game.
For Waterford, I know, look, it's hard. You've only got 10 players on the age. You're trying to develop teams. Obviously, we're looking forward to tomorrow, what should be a cracking All-Ireland final. And players like this, and younger players who might be watching at home, and for their families, players like tomorrow, they inspire kids like this to play with Waterford.
Huge. I mean, I suppose we know when we were growing up watching our heroes play, and you always want to emulate them and do even better. And I think the Waterford people going into they would have loved to win today, get that weekend rolling the way they wanted to finish. But I think they can be very, very proud of the heart, the determination, and you know what, they had an awful lot of skill. Even if we talk about the players that had up front, ball being delivered in well, the two boys that were up there, O'Shea Khan and Fitzgerald, were brilliant to win the ball in there. And look, as you said, maybe 5 not up to the age, and Tipperary all up to the age, and that those little things counted at this age.
I suppose when you look at the game, you'll say you look at the scoreline and say 2-13 to 12. Jesus, Tipperary won handy, but that wasn't really the story of the game.
Absolutely not. And I suppose if Waterford were to look at it in the cold light of day, they might look at the first maybe 15 minutes and look at the 4 or 5 eyes that they had without a score, and they say that was a tough lead to give away without without eating into it themselves. So they give themselves a bit of an upward hill to climb, but I think they can really be satisfied with the way they played.
Okay, let's have a look through some of the match highlights from this afternoon. I suppose Tipperary got rolling with the opening goal in that first half from Jack Leamy, and it was a crucial juncture, but this was an early score from Stephen Furncombe, I think it was. Sorry, this is the second half, sorry.
Second half highlights, yes.
That was Charlie Treen, I should say. Sorry, that was the start of the Waterford attack, and that really got them off and running.
They got them a couple of nice points at the start of the second half, and just as we saw, I think was it O'Connell that gave away that possible 50-50 ball that was going to be thrown in here. Tipperary got a score out of that, and not that it all lies on that, but that is a learning curve to say, look, when we're in the ascension, we can't be giving Tipperary any bit of oxygen, and it did. It kept them that 5 points when it could have ate in. They could have ate into the lead from the throwing ball and maybe come within 3 points, and it never really came any closer than that afterwards.
No, and I suppose the man that really stood up for Waterford in that second half was when Patrick Fitzgerald, when he ghosted inside the full forward line, he was finding space in the corners, and he was trying to turn Doyle. Doyle was that little bit stronger than Fitzgerald, but just shows that Fitzgerald, he's a player to watch out for.
Absolutely. I don't know his age now, but he looks really, really quick, light on the feet, and you can see he's a great touch. And, he wasn't just a scorer, he was able to lay the ball off, he was able to take the frees. And what I like about Conor Ford, what's most difficult is when a lad will test you, he'll run at you. And even if he doesn't get through you, he's still having you on your back foot, and he's certainly someone to look out for, and they had a few players like that.
They had a couple of goal chances in that second half as well.
They did, and as we said at half time, we think Waterford at least need 1 goal, if not 2, to win it, and it's very, very hard to eat into a 6-point lead by just points against a good team like Tipperary, who it's always a probability that they'll get a goal in a half.
Absolutely, and it's despair and dismay for Waterford. They've been knocked out of this minor hurling championship. I don't know, you might have got to watch the Cork Limerick game a little bit earlier on,
No,
but Limerick were dominant against Cork with a 2-19 to 13-point victory.
Yeah, well, they seem to have fantastic structures in Limerick. I suppose a number of years ago they had Anthony Daly kind of running that side of things for a while, so it seems to have lived on with that and gone on to another level. But I do think, remember when Kilkenny were winning a lot of All-Irelands, their minors were winning a lot of All-Irelands, their under-21s, and I think success breeds success. And, they're looking up at those guys, what are they doing? What are the Tom Morrissey's doing? They were in their shoes 5-6 years ago. A lot of those great players that they have now, the Gallans of this world, the Keane Lynches of this world, and I think it's breeding that, it's breeding the confidence, and they just have the expertise at the minute, and they're on a roll in Munster. They're probably the most dominant force in Munster at the minute in a lot of grades.
You've seen Tipperary now in both games. Are they on the improve now from quarter-final to semi-final?
Yeah, I think management would look at that today, and they got a seriously good test, as we know. I think the likes of Dara Stakelum, midfield, I think they'd be saying, yeah, we saw what he's made of. I think he came into it right near the end when they needed a man to come into it. Seanie Keneally in the corner again, won a couple of balls that they really needed. The back line brought out, I think Cathal Quinn at wing back brought out balls when they needed, ran him down the field, and Shanahan has great skill on the other wing. So they have a crew there that can contest, but I think as well, if you look at it, 2-13, will it be good enough to beat a Limerick side the next day? I don't think so. And that after half time period, they completely lost shape, lost energy, lost enthusiasm, until Kenny Lee, I'd say, came on. He kind of lit the spark again. And they can't let that happen, I suppose, in the Munster final.
They did get 32 scores in that quarter final. I know it's against Kerry, but I suppose the wide count today, it was just so far. I think someone just said 16 wides.
Yeah, they could have. We have them there now. It's probably too many to count, to be honest with you. A serious amount of wides. But again, they don't have that long to look at it. But they'll certainly have to look at their options, and in this winter hurling, maybe in the summer hurling, the ball flies from a lot of angles over the bar, and you could see a couple of the fours were getting the ball and wheeling around and just shooting off the back foot, whereas I think in this weather you need to take them on, get your free, get your frees as good as a score nearly at this stage if it's around a D. I think there's plenty of learnings there for the management to look at, and that's never a bad place to be either. Limerick had a great victory. Tipperary, had a tough match here today. It won't be sang about afterwards. So I'd say we're in store for an excellent Munster final.
Should be next Sunday afternoon. Just quickly touch on the All Ireland final tomorrow.
Yeah,
interesting encounter. 3:30 throw-in.
Absolutely, cannot wait for it. I know it's going to be strange, I suppose, and no crowd for the All Ireland, but you know what? We're used to it now, and I think we're just so delighted to see these unbelievable teams going at it. And Liam Cahill has done a fantastic job, and then how good Limerick are. There's probably no better team in the country. I'd be looking at Waterfrod. I really feel there could be an upset tomorrow. I just think Limerick are such an excellent team as well. So such a brilliant dynamic. But what's interesting is both are backboned by players from All Ireland under 21 and All Ireland minor winning teams. And it just shows when you get your house in order and you get a good group of players, if you look after them, they can bring home the ultimate prize, which one team will get tomorrow.
Where's the game won and lost?
Well, I think if you're really to push it down, I think to have a great half forward line like Limerick have. That can win an awful lot of matches for them. Remember when Kilkenny won an awful lot of All Irelands? It's because they had a lot of strong and good forwards, but very strong in the air and good runners. And I think Limerick have that. But the Waterford half-back line are brilliant as well. So whoever can get the most dominance, it's not even about do we stop Tom Morrissey scoring or do we stop Hegarty scoring, it's who gets the most dominant. And if Waterford can get dominant there and Callum Lyons run and Ty DeBurker run with the ball and set up the forward line, then they have a great chance. But that area now, I just can't wait to see it tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be a game to look forward to.
Absolutely.
Give us a prediction.
I've been picking them since nearly the day after the semi. That second half performance against Kilkenny, when I don't think they had a right, Waterford, to have that performance, because they were kind of in a way didn't gone at half time. Mistakes ever, energy was low. Kilkenny kind of had their number, and they just doubled down and whatever they had inside them. And if that's an upward trajectory for me. And look, I'm just going to call the upset tomorrow. I think Waterford could win by a couple of points.
Well, it's going to be an interesting game indeed. It's a busy weekend for the Munster Council. Of course, we've got throwing in shortly is the Cork Limerick under 20 semi-final. That's up in the Gaelic grounds, Aaron TG Carr. And of course, we've got Tipperary and Clare in the minor football semi-final. Of course, Limerick are in the top half of the draw. And of course, Tuesday night we've got Cork and Kerry as well on TG Carr YouTube next Tuesday night. And of course, Tipperary Waterford in under 20s. Look forward to down the far field.
Yes, we've a parade of hurling going on. But yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to it. I suppose Tip went out a good while ago on the seniors, so nice to see him today. And I know a couple of the players, club mates and surrounding parishes on the team, so brilliant to see what they could do on that stage. But as I said, Fraher Field, although the crowd won't be there, you'll still feel that tightness in the pitch. Yeah. It's always hard to go and get a result there. Yeah,
absolutely. And it's a game to look forward to on Tuesday night with a 7 o'clock throw in. Of course, we'll be back next Sunday afternoon with the Munster Minor Hurling Championship finals. It's going to be one to look forward to. It's Limerick versus Tipperary with a 1 o'clock throw in. Venue to be decided. Well, they have to head. It might be hopefully I'd say Páirc Uí Chaoimh.
Hopefully Páirc Uí Chaoimh, yeah. Turf. Do you know what's nice though? When you're young, you dream of playing on those simple stadiums, Limerick, Gaelic grounds, and Páirc Uí Chaoimh, and beautiful new facilities. So the only thing might be lost is that lovely atmosphere we had tonight. But it's a dream for these players. That's what they want to do. They want to play in the best pitches, the best facilities, and be nice if they opened it up for the day.
Well, it'll be something to look forward to indeed. My thanks, Patrick, for popping along to us this afternoon. Thanks for coming along, and thank you for joining us as well. We will catch you next Sunday for the Electric Ireland Minor Munster Hurling Championship final as Limerick take on Tipperary with a 1 o'clock throw in. We will catch you next Sunday. Whatever that match is going to be, hopefully you can join us then. Thanks very much to all the gang here, to Johnny and camera and Kieran on production as well, and for you for joining us. We'll talk to you all next weekend. It's Slán go Fóill from Páirc Uí Chaoimh as Tipperary have beaten Waterford by 7 points. They advance to next Sunday's final.